All right, Coach. Normally the Texas heat and humidity mean the roof stays closed, but not today as the sun is out here at NRG Stadium in Houston. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Dances by him. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. They run it with a rookie from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, 734. Hey, wahoo!
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. He's got the first down and more past midfield. Past the 20, 10, and finally taken down at the 4-yard line. A big play that time for the Raiders, 61 yards. So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
On second down, Jacobs. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. He'll find his running back here, Richard. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
A gain of 4 yards. It's 4th and goal at the 1-yard line.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
29. Hey, Delta.
Carr going to go on 4th down. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Cooper Kupp, his second touchdown on the season. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Many would call that a gutsy decision here early on to go for it, 4th and goal. There was no hesitation. Field goal unit never sniffed the field.
It was a message, and the message was, I trust you on offense. Go out and make this happen. Go ahead and pick it up. You know what else he said? I trust my defense as well. They don't get it. I know you're going to hold them. So it's a message to your entire team that you believe in them.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Check your hot read. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Hey, to the court. Hey, we got to snap it.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
36 to Mike. I'm scared.
From the gun, here's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. A run with Josh Adams, the Eagles' leading rusher as a rookie last year. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 46. Johnson running right. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 46-yard line.
Set. 19. Check. Walk 54. Silver. 59.
They'll try the air now with Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Now the extra point. And he'll bang that one through. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
This is Jalen Richard, the 4th-year man from Southern Miss. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Hey, Charlie! Mike, 58, right there. Not today, you are. Not today.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bernardrick McKinney muscled his way in for the sack. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. This is fielded at the 27. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. And the Raiders have got him. Muhammad Wilkerson busting through to get him for a loss of 6. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
After the sack on 1st down, Watson, it's complete to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Pick it up. 55. 54.
Watson on 1st down, going deep for Hopkins. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Throwing now is Carr. That's complete to Richard, the running back. 7 yards there and a first down. That right there is what Jalen Richard can bring to this offense. I mean, last year, yes, he had 55 carries, but they used him more as a receiver. He had 68 catches in 2018, which was tied for the team lead. Really adds a nice element to the backfield for Derek Carr and company. Carr now on first down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
This is it. 19. 54.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
They try and run on first down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Reset. 19. Check. 54. 54. Check.
Watson off play action. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Off the edge, it's Tyrone Crawford with a sack. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. On 3rd down, Johnson got some real estate inside the 30. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Duke Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans push further out in front.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Check.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. The open man here, Renfro. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. A gain of 6 there on first. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Check Michael Allen. Let's go, D. Big series right here. So we got to step it up.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Carr. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. He's going to float this over the middle, deep, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. Darren Waller, the intended receiver.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Watson underneath for Johnson. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And a catch made by Hopkins. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Out of the gun, Watson eluding the pressure right. He'll try and run it. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Duke Johnson with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Carr. Going up top for Kupp. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. But sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. Thomas has got it. Complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Watson now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. Pick me up. Go.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And Thomas has it. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. To throw is Watson. He's got Thomas yet again, complete. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
And this one is right through. And that'll extend this lead now up to 25. So good work there to get points just before the half as they add on to their lead.
As trite as it sounds, every little bit helps. That's exactly what they're going for. Anytime you get a chance to put points on the board, you take it.
And they didn't leave the other side with much time at all on the clock.
Here we go.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. The final shot here before half for Carr. He's airing it out for Williams. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Let's go, fellas.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Here we go.
To throw is Watson. To throw again. Looking again for Thomas. This time complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Under 10. 10. Mike's 54. Mike's 55.
Now it's Watson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Check Mike 11. Check Mike 11. You're trapped. You're trapped. Hey, check Mike 11.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Carr. This will be caught. Tyrell Williams. There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Tyrell Williams. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders, and he takes off with it. It's a fake. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead and, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get them cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
On first down, this is Adams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Set. 19. Right there. 54 Mike. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning.
Now on 2nd and 13. Watson. He gets it to Thomas. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
On 3rd down. It's Johnson, and he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Check the backer, check the backer.
Check. Alert. Check. 59.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A first down there on a pickup of 25. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action, and take your shot at the end zone.
Check. Watch 54. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
Now a first down throw. Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The product of Jersey City, Tahir Whitehead on the sack. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17.
Let's get some penetration here. Mike's 54.
Watson down to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and it's third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Hey, 24. 36.
From the gun, here's Watson. That's caught. It's Thomas. He was over 100 receiving last week. He's over 100 now this week, as he's got a first down as well.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Here's Watson. This is caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Jordan Thomas, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point up and through. And that will bump the lead up to 26. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Back now in Houston. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Raiders on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 16.
It's our time. It's our time.
Working from the gun. It's Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off back to Sean Gibson. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. Flush to his right. thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. To throw on 2nd and 6, Carr. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Former Buckeye first-rounder Garyon Conley there to knock that away. The Raiders on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Carr. Man open. It's Kupp. He's got it. And an alley to run. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Cooper Kupp, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Raiders get a score closer. And he takes off with it. It's a fake. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that? What was
maybe
that?
they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see when they decide to do a play caller. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the...
There goes Duke Johnson. Touchdown, Houston. Duke Johnson. 75 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just 1 play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Hey, 7:34.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Going up top. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big pickup of 38. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On the ground, Richard. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. On 2nd and 9, Carr. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Shotgun now for Carr. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfrow. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 15-yard line. They'll run on first down. Richard. This game, this matchup means a little more to the Carr family. Derek Carr's brother David, of course, the first overall pick in 2002 by these Houston Texans. Spent 5 years as the Texans starter, and then he would eventually spend 6 more years as a backup in the league at various spots before calling it a career. From the gun, it's Carr. And my goodness, another interception. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
They run it with Jacobs. Benardrick McKinney, a first-time Pro Bowler a season ago, in on the tackle there. On second down now, it's Jacobs. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Try to run for it with Jacobs. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
They'll go for it. It's Carr. The open man here, Renfrow. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4.
One down. 180. 58. Come on. All right, T. Let's. All right, T.
Now a carry for Jacobs. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
They come out here in the eye.
Man, we got to get this stop here, D.
On second down, it's Jacobs. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Houston, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Oakland, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.